And we're speaking about the house of Ummah. The fact of the matter is the journey of reconciliation is a very uncomfortable journey for many people. And how do we address that particular aspect of finding ourselves in an uncomfortable scenario? We live in a country where apartheid and discrimination, racial discrimination, had been part of our community and society, and we are still struggling. But the expectation from the Muslim leadership is to provide leadership to South Africa and South Africans, and to Africa and to the global community. As Muslims, we should be the least with references to racial discrimination.
We see a shift now in the House of Ummah stakeholders meeting, in that we have moved from complaining to talking. It's from all sides of the fence, because this fence doesn't only have two sides. It doesn't only have an Indian and African side. It doesn't even only have a Malay or African and Indian side. It has many sides. There are people here whose ancestors, I'm sure if you trace it, they have African blood, they have Malay blood, they have Indian blood. How do you classify such people? So we need, in South Africa in general, not only in the Muslim community, but to find the right terminology to refer to each other. Not as Indian, not as Malay. Perhaps African would be the best, because I think all of us have entrenched roots in this beautiful continent of ours. So African would be, I think, the best a label that we can use for each other. So we are African Muslims, not Indian Muslims, not Malay Muslims, but African Muslims. Anyway, any society that doesn't introspect or self-criticize degenerates, and it ultimately eats itself up. It gets destroyed from within. And I'm happy that although the Muslim community has, since I've been a part of it for the past 18 years, alhamdulillah,
is this element of being able to self-criticize yourself and self-evaluate yourself, because this is where I think most of the communities lost track. There wasn't anybody there to sit down and point out to them that, you know what, here you're going off track, here you're messing up, here you're going off the rail. There wasn't. Everybody was sitting down in their own bubble, everybody happy with what they had, and they completely forgot. So hopefully, as a second point, with also Ummah, they mustn't fall in this trap of being complacent and adopt this arrogance and think, you know, we've arrived and everybody else is wrong. And they must be always willing to open, listen. Even the Prophet listened. I mean, this is our example. He sat down and listened. So they must always adopt that element of being able to take criticism, fair criticism, and evaluate themselves.
So then what is our vision for the future? Our vision is to focus on the development of Muslim society in South Africa and to tackle the obstacles that stand in its way. To this end, we hope to create mechanisms to deal in a mature way with issues concerning racial and other injustices in a reasoned and balanced manner. Every Ummati must have a right of redress to his elders for wrongs and injustices that might or might not be perpetrated against him or her.
Criticized. Who are we? So, inshallah, may Allah, I repeat again, may Allah in this house of Ummah give us that courage and that istiqamah of taking the difficulties and the problems, and let us push this car, this motor car, this truck, or this train, whatever you call it, inshallah, forward. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah ta'ala, one day before we die, maybe we'll see the light, inshallah. We'll see the changes in our communities, inshallah.
Protest demonstrations that is currently taking place is not about politics. It's about the fact that we live in an unequal society. We live in a society of two tales, where we have the opulence of the Constantias and the camp space, and then we have the terrible conditions in Marikana, just down the road from here. Within 5 kilometers from our centers, we experience as people two different realities of life. And inshallah, through this particular system and the foresight that the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had, we need to reintroduce this concept, and we need to repopularize this Awqaf concept as a means of our community development.
And that fight against oppression and injustice defines our historical identity and lies at the heart of our collective legacy, a struggle of which the conscientious Muslims have always been an integral part, even from the time of Sheikh Yusuf, even before the usurpers of our land, the colonizers, set foot here. We pride ourselves on the spirit of Ubuntu, which implies sharing and kindness. And our heritage nationally is the spirit of that humanity to others, about consciously caring about others, about being compassionate, about deepening our understanding, our appreciation of our society, while simultaneously empathizing with the challenges faced by those around us. It is about implementing the golden rule of loving for others what you love for yourself, an ethic of reciprocity, a universal golden rule which most preached by people of religion, but always.
This is a vehicle. It's moving. You can climb on it, alhamdulillah. You will be going with the group. You get off it, it's your own choosing. But don't derail, don't prevent others from reaching a beautiful picture like this. Indian, colored, African. What beautiful picture is this? What beautiful picture is this? Let's come up with development for everyone. Let's use the members as the ulama for information that is relevant and that will structure our communities going forward. Let's unite the Ummah and stop assisting the West in perpetuating division and killing Muslims with Muslim hands. Let's stop being demigods without a concern, whereby we want to put a rule of who can come into the house of Allah and who is not allowed. Because you yourself, on the day of Qiyamah, the door of Jannah might be locked. Which other place will you go? Let's be in touch with the people on the ground. This I say to all the leaderships. If you are a leadership, I myself am telling the people in my community that, you see, when you choose the next candidate to be our mayor, we must tell him that as long as you are serving us and it's your term, you don't go and stay in town. You come here to the location, we'll build you a beautiful house here, you stay with us, you experience the things you experience every day. Not that we are just two things, we are having leaders, we are followers, but there is no consultation at all. There is nothing for us without us. This is the slogan of my people of Beggersdal, where we tell to the government, you cannot come with programs for us without us. Those programs have to be with us, from us. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make me reach where I couldn't reach. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us grow as an ummah going forward. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us meet in Jannah, all of us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.